Okay, let's start the stream, everyone. Today, good evening, and today we are going to play some rapid game. As we have not played so much rapid games since we have crossed 2200, so it's time to get back into the action, and we will try to push ourselves towards 2300. And there are higher chances that we can get lost, but we will learn something for forever. Let me fix the visual pretty quickly. And I think now we are good to go. All right, everything is fine. Let me fix one more last thing. Wow, many players have joined the stream already. Sachin, welcome. Good evening. Good evening, Ansu. Good evening, Neeraj. I will also push for 22. Wow, that's great. So yeah, that's the good approach. Let me quickly check that if the stream element chat bot is connected to the channel or not. No, it's fine. So let's go back. And I think everything is fine now, so we can start the games. I'm going to play 10 plus 0, and we will be explaining our thought process while we are going to play, and we'll try to get some lessons as well. Someone is sending me the challenge straight away after I started the stream. Should I accept that? No, I want to play at my level first of all. So let me play some games. Then I will try to play. What do you do for living? Or you are also member of Cockroach? No, I'm not a part of those things. Okay, so we are facing the Scandinavian defense. So we start with this check. And at this level, everybody just plays so quickly. So we have to keep going with the flow. Okay, so he has decided to giving up a pawn. Let's see how he's going to beat us. Okay, let's take the space into the center with d4. And now we can castle, but let me solidify our pawns. And if he castle king side, okay, now I'm completely fine because the only concern in these kind of situations are castling queen side. I guess he wants to go over here. Let's go bishop z5. I can go back with the bishop. And the idea is to drop this bishop back to the square. Let's go bishop d3, deploying this bishop on this very nice diagonal. We have to be careful about this bishop sometimes. It can be annoying. But we are up a pawn. I think we have solidified our everything. We just have to bring this knight out. Then everything will be fine. भाई जीएम कितनी ईलो पे बनोगे? अरे भाई अभी बहुत मुश्किल है. I don't even have a FIDE rating right now. I can plant my knight over here, but let me bring this knight out first of all. Or maybe his idea is to go here. So let's go bishop. But bishop g3 runs into knight h. Okay, let's go knight d2 first of all. I'm not worried about knight f4 because we can play the move bishop c2, and then we will play the move bishop g3 to kick out this knight. That's not. This knight can be very vulnerable sometimes. Okay, let's go b2 to defend this pawn first of all. And now bishop g3 hitting. Our opponent is playing fairly quickly, instantly. He's just replying instantly. And now I have the move knight c4, which will hit the queen, and we will try to get our knight on e5. But let's see what he's going to play first of all. He has to move the knight. Okay, you defended that, but c4? c4 looks like just wins the game. Because you have to move the knight, then we'll just take this, right? This rook looks annoying, but I think we are good to go. Right, your knight is overloaded. Your knight is overloaded. So if you move the knight, you are going to lose this knight. So what will he play now? And c5 might be a move as well, just hitting the queen and controlling that back d6 square as well. Our position looks tempting. Okay, he goes for this. So he's counter-attacking this one. So let's just take this. The knight is still hanging. Knight still hanging. So he has taken up a pawn. But I think we can solidify our position with this move. Although I don't want to give up this bishop and leave black with this uncontested bishop. So I have an idea. First of all, let's put c5 to hit the queen and disarming that queen influence on this diagonal. And then we will play the move bishop e4 to trade off that strong bishop as well. Yeah, he's going to take that pawn, but we are up a piece. We are up a piece. So it's fine. Please give time out to Zil Mehta. He is so irritating. Okay, he goes there, which I don't think pretty much concerning. Although I do have knight c4. But then he captured this. So let's just go bishop e4. Why are they calling? I don't know what the heck is going on there. What's going on? Okay, so we are up a piece. We just have to trade as many pieces as possible. Knight d3 is there, but then we just take. Zil Mehta, why are you irritating, brother? Why are you spamming messages? Actually, I'm using another phone right now, so I cannot time out him. Okay, let's just take that first of all, because that bishop can be very annoying on this diagonal. And now we have a very simple move, which is to play queen d3 and offer a queen trade. And we will be targeting that one as well. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there first of all. Everything is defended. He's not in time to attack that pawn. But his main idea is to hit this target with this knight and this rook. But now I can take this back, and now both of the knights is defending there. So you are not going to take the advantage of that. And in the next move, we are ready to play the move d1. And now this is completely solidified. That's coming. This is not a problem. So let's just go knight e5, I guess. And we have to convert this game somehow. Yeah, let's get our knight into the center square. Knight c2 is there, but then we play the move rook e2. We hit the knight back, and everything is fine. And now I have the idea of playing knight c4 and then knight d6. That pawn is going to be defended. If he goes there, that might be concerning. That might become concerning. Still, it's not over. Knight c4. If he goes here, one, two. Oh, I can just go this way. Yeah, let's go knight c4. If knight c2, I do have rook e2. And if he takes there, or maybe after knight c2, I can just go knight d6. And if he takes my rook, I will take his rook. And if he tries to go back, yeah, I can go knight d6 first, counter attacking his rook. Counter attacking his rook. And if he moves the rook, then we will play the move rook e2, targets the knight, and now this pawn is going to be defended by this rook and this knight. Initially, that pawn was getting attacked by that rook as well. I will show you that line after we finish this game. And by the way, we are hitting that one as well. So first of all, he's gonna he just goes there, which is fine. Let's just exchange the rook. Not a big deal. This pawn is defended by the knight. We have a monster bishop on d6. And now let's go here. No, that pawn is going to be then hanging. I can try to offer a bishop trade with this move. Yeah, let's offer a bishop trade. And now the idea is to bring the king into the center. It should be winning with perfect play. Okay, let's take that with the rook. Not a big concern. Okay, now he's ready to play this move. So let's go back with the rook. And now let's go here. Okay, let's try to control each side of the pawns. White has only one thing, which is this side of the pawn. Can I go here? I think his idea is to undermine this pawn. Not, I don't think so. Let's try to hit that. If he goes there, I have this, and it will take 2 or 3 moves. Okay, let's go there and then this. By the way, our opponent is playing really fast, so we have to be very, very careful. I'm not scared about this move. I'm just scared about this pawn break. So let's try to control that first. Then rook d3 and rook b3 we can play. Brother, how long did it take to be mastered? Oh, bro, it was a long journey. And now I think his idea is to go there, to be honest. Okay, my plan is to play rook b3 and target that weakness. Yeah, let's go. We are good to go. If he goes en passant, we just take and we win the game. I'm going to take that pawn with the rook so that we can infiltrate on the back rank. These pawns are not going anywhere as long as we have these 2 pawns and our king is protecting the king side. It took me almost 3.5 years. Please give time out to Jil Mehta. Okay, I think I have answered you. Okay, he goes for this one, which does nothing to our thing. If I goes this way, he captures, we captures. At the end, this is going to be hanging, right? But I don't think we have to respond to this move. We can simply play the move. Rook takes b7, and if he captures our pawn, we can take that with the king, and then king will defend our pawn on c5, and then a rook will be in offer. Let's take that. He's going to take that one. There's no other alternative. Captures. Now the rooks are hanging. I have to be very careful about that pawn break, by the way. I think we are in the pawn square. We are in the square. Okay, he didn't go for there. He's trying to get the queen. Can I push this? No, I don't think we should take some risk. Although I can push this, but then this is quite irritating. Let's just go here. We have a knight. We are up a piece. Oh, calling from home. Can you check upon that? What's wrong with that? Okay, let's just go b3 to deprive black from a pawn move. Okay, now he goes for this. I can take and take it back. Oh, did I miss something? If I capture, I think he's gonna push this. But I think my knight, okay, he didn't go for that. Now this. Oh my god. Yes, this. But I have this. Wow, look at this defensive setup now. This is crazy. Finally, he designed. I will show you why did he design. This is crazy. You have never seen this kind of. Maybe you have seen this one, but let me show you that. Let me show you the last line. This is a crazy defensive setup where you defend a pawn with the knight from behind. Why? Because here it may seem that black can deflect our king by pushing z2, threatening to promote this pawn. But we can simply capture that pawn. And knight is defending the pawn, so he's not going to capture that. And if black takes the knight, we run the pawn down the board and we promote this pawn. And we win the game easily. So just try to keep a mental note that whenever you have a passed pawn and you have a knight, try to defend your pawn from behind, because your knight will be untouchable. The moment black captures your knight, your pawn just runs away, right? So you just try to protect your pawn from behind. And this deflection is not working because our knight is defending the pawn, and if he captures, this pawn is marching through. And same goes for the other side. If you push this pawn, we just take and we just promote this pawn, and nothing's happening there. So it was a nice game. And let's review this game now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Said I guess Empire Gamer, Zeal Meta Bro, no one have any guts to defeat you, right? And if you guys are enjoying these games, please hit that subscribe button and you can like the stream as well and help the algorithm to push this stream to the more people. Let's see the accuracy. Okay, let me fix the webcam. First of all, it is quite irritating. Okay. So the accuracy for me in this game is 88.6 and for my opponent it's 83.3. So it was a little bit high level game. There was many tactics lurking in the air. It was a Scandinavian defense. And here he opts for the modern variation of the Scandinavian defense with knight f6. And if we throw this check, why? Here main line goes like d4, he captures. You bring this knight out, maybe he pins this bishop, you play bishop e2, then c3, bring this bishop out. These are known as the main line of the Scandinavian defense. What I try to do is I just try to hold on to this pawn. But first, after knight f6, we throw this important check, bishop b5. Why this check? Because now black has to block this check with one of his pieces. It's not the matter that how he's going to block with the bishop or the knight. The fact is now the queen is not eyeing down to this pawn, and we can drop this bishop back to c4. And now the bishop is defending the pawn, and knight cannot capture. And in order to renew this threat, he has to either move this bishop, either play c6. So many players will play the move like bishop c4 to hit the queen, again opening up a line of attack on the pawn. Here you can play the move f3, and if he goes back, then you play the move knight c3, and you try to hold on to this pawn, and you get some development. So that was the idea of playing this line. And if black really tries to get to this pawn, he has to play the move knight d7 and then knight b6. But in return, you will just play the move knight e2. You will castle quickly, play d4, and you are the one who is going to get some initiative. So that was my plan. I hope everything was clear. Okay, so after this one, we throw this check. He blocked with the bishop, and now we drop this bishop back to c4 and defend this pawn. And black decided to give up this pawn with c6, which is completely inaccurate move because he's just not contesting anything. He's just giving up a pawn straight away. We take that, and at least he should have bring this knight out if you are taking that pawn, because this bishop is already moved twice. We have moved this bishop like twice. We bring this knight out, we solidify our pawn structure, we make our nice pawn chain. Okay, after knight b6, apparently bishop f1 is the right. Bishop d3 we opt for, he goes knight f4. But I was completely in my mind that I want to keep this bishop on this diagonal. b1 defend, bishop g3, targets the knight, and he plays the move knight d5, which loses a piece with c4. Whenever there is a case where both the knights are defending each other, that construction can be very vulnerable because you can hit one of the knights with the pawn. This is one of the most vulnerable construction ever in chess, because this is so easy to kick out a knight with the pawn, and there are no way to move this knight and defend this knight. So now he's losing a piece. He tried to get maximum material out of it, but we just take, and there is nothing to play for. The computer immediately wants to play the move bishop e4, but then I thought that he can try to trade, but it was also fine. We play the move c5 to decrease the control of the queen on this diagonal, queen a5, and now we play the move bishop e4, just trying to remove that bishop because this bishop is kind of pinning this knight, and our light square are a little bit weak. So just trying to trade off that bishop. We trade that, and now we trade the queen as well. At least he should have tried to keep the queens on the board with queen a5 or queen a6. I thought that he didn't like the fact that I can play move a1 with tempo, and alternatively he has to trade the queen anyway. Maybe. Who is it? Okay, now we just trade the queen, and everything is now completely solidified. We trade the rooks. Okay, so here I was trying to show you that line. Okay, after this knight c2, if you hit this knight immediately, it's still winning, but then he can at least capture this pawn. Captures bishop capture, and now this pawn is also weak. Maybe we can develop, but then bishop f6, at least he has taken up a pawn. And yeah, it was also winning, but why to give up anything to our opponent? That's why I play the move knight d6 first, and we counter attack that rook. And first he give up the exchange here, but the line was like this: if he takes this rook, that's a check. Oh, I was missing this one. Okay, computer is saying it is still winning because we are up a piece, but it would have been a little bit headache for us. And now like this, defending that pawn. Okay, completely misses the fact that knight takes e1 is coming with its check. I think black misses that as well, and he give up the exchange back. But now it's fine. We trade the bishop. We activate our king. We try to put some pressure on the queen side weakness. It takes, and now okay, here I could have pushed this pawn, and pretty sure this is also winning. Because knight is controlling these two very important square, and pawn is controlling this square. So his king is completely out of the question, out of the square. He cannot approach this pawn. But the only thing which was a concern for me is this. But I think it is still fine. Captures, captures. After takes, I can go back to stop this pawn. And he still cannot touch this pawn. You can't go over here. What will you play? If you goes here, I goes here. Maybe you can try this move to capture this pawn, but I can just push this pawn. You cannot come behind the pawn. If you want to touch that pawn, you have to go in front of the pawn. So if he goes here, we just take this pawn and we get our king back into the action and win the game easily. So that was my concern. That's why I did not play that move, but it was also winning. I just bring this knight back. Already here you can sacrifice this knight as well, because if he goes here, he takes the opposition and we just march this pawn down the board. You can push this pawn, takes, and there is nothing now. Red carpet has been unrolled. Okay, let's see the last moves. King d6, king e4, g3, king f3, stop the pawn here, and we defend our pawn from behind. And now he's in Zugzwang. If he puts this, we just take. If he takes the knight, this pawn just goes down the board. Yeah, that's the analysis for you guys. I hope you have enjoyed this one. If you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, Jill, I have one thing to do, so I will play after half an hour. Any question thus far, guys? I don't think you guys have any question. So we can start the next game. Let's go. Another 10 plus 0. If you are enjoying the analysis and the games, just hit that like button. Again, we are playing with the white pieces, so let's go 1 e4. As this is our main weapon with the white pieces. And let's see what black is going to respond with now. Okay, e4, e5. Let's bring this knight out to f3. Will you play FIDE tournament? Yeah, I'm going to play FIDE tournament in future as I'm preparing for that. Okay, knight f6. Let's push for d4. Let's try to strike in the center. And let's play a little bit aggressively. Which state are you from? I'm from Bihar. Okay, he goes for d6. Let's go bishop b5 to pin this knight, and now we are threatening d5 to win it. Not win it, because after this he can go there. Okay, he goes bishop d7, which is completely fine. Let's go bishop g5 to pin this knight. If he captures here, I can go here. Also, I can capture. I can go here, by the way, now. Now it looks interesting. But no, let's just castle. Don't want to burn a lot of time. Let's just castle. Probably black is going to castle. Are you living in Bihar? Yes, I'm living in Bihar. And now look, e1 to solidify this pawn. We can play the move c3. We can bring this knight out. Probably black is going to play the move a6. a6. We might take this. Bishop takes a6, and we can play the move d5. But I don't like closed position. Okay, he goes for this one, but I can take this. That's just a blunder. No, it's not a blunder. If he takes this bishop, then we can recapture that with the knight. So he has to take this knight first. Then we take that bishop, and after queen takes d7, we will recapture a pawn in the center. We will recapture our pawn in the center, and we will have okay. tactics, but it's completely fine. We have a nice pawn in the center which is controlling these two important square, and we are ready to bring this knight out to c3. Material is completely equal, makes sense. I can try to hit that with this pawn move, which looks good, but I just want to bring this knight first into the game. Yeah, let's go over here. And now he will play the move queen g5. Yeah, I was knowing that. And don't play this move because then you will hang your queen with knight f3 check. So instead, there is knight f3 check. So let's play the move queen e3, and I'm pretty sure I'm not hanging anything. Knight f3, we just take. Yeah, let's go queen. Let's go queen e3. Let's offer a queen trade because his queen is active. Although I don't want to trade the queen, but at this moment his knights and queens are active, so that's why I'm going for this one. Can you speak Bhojpuri? Actually, I'm from Simanchal, so I do not have the fluency in Bhojpuri. Okay, now he's giving me some option to go for an attack with f4. Yeah, let's go for f4. Probably he's going to play knight g4. That is my prediction. But if he goes for knight g4, I can play the move queen g3, kind of pinning that knight, and then we'll try to play f5 to hit that queen. Knight d5 is interesting. Yeah, knight d5 looks very interesting. Just going for e7 check, forking the king and the queen. I think he should have traded the queen. Okay, he goes for this one. I'm not seeing anything wrong in this move. Yeah, let's go queen g3. Let's go queen g3. And now I can play the move knight d5, attacking that pawn and threatening knight e7 check, winning the queen. And we have very nice two pawn in the center. I think I can play this move anyway, because if he captures, there is knight e7 fork. And if he moves the queen, where will you move the queen? If he goes here, okay, he goes that way. But I have an idea. I can capture, and if queen takes, then a knight e7 anyway, forking the king and the queen, and he has to give up the rook. He has to give up the rook. Yeah, I think it should be winning. Let's just take. If rook takes, then it's a clean fork. We will win the queen. So queen takes is forced because we are hitting the queen as well. And if he goes here, knight is going to be hanging. So now it's tactics. Let me quickly check if there's anything wrong in this. No. Oh no, there's nothing wrong in this one. That's a clean fork. So you have to capture that. There is no check to win that rook. And now we are threatening to play the move s3, hitting the knight. And if the knight move, queen takes g7, bang, delivers checkmate. Nice tactics there. And we are ready to double up along the e file as well. He can capture over here, but then we have knight, which we can just take on g4. Should be winning. Should be winning. Rook e1 is coming now. Let's see what black is going to respond with. The pawn is hanging as well. And in this kind of situation, you just do not have to go for checkmate. You can just collect bunch of pawns. And there are so many instances where I personally became so like greedy. Then I just think about checkmate. Like in these kind of situation, I'm up an exchange. My rook is very active. My queen is active on this line. I can play s3, and I just try to calculate for checkmate, which are completely bad thing. And I don't think he addresses the threat of this move. I don't think he addresses the threat of this move. Okay, I think he's going for this pawn. But what about h3? s3, maybe he will try to kick out my rook with queen f6 first. That might be the move. Can I play the move rook e1? And if he captures, takes, check. No, but he can go back with the rook. Let me play h3 first. Let's see what he's going to play. Then we will decide what to do. There is this check, but I don't think that's. Oh, okay, that is quite irritating. If I go here, there is another check. Why did I allow this check? This, there is no check. If I goes here, there is this check, but then I can play this move. And you cannot go back with the knight because pawn is protected. Yeah, let's go for this first. Okay, let me check first. Is there anything wrong with it? I don't want to get my king into the open, so I think king h1 is completely fine. If knight f2 check, king h2 is there, and there will be no more check. Yeah, let's go for king h1. Let's go for king h1, and now the knight is still hanging. Okay, he double attacked my rook, but I can defend that with rook e1. Sorry, he attacks my not double attack, but he just attacks. And now the knight is hanging. You have nothing. I think instead of queen c5 check, he has the move queen f6. He has the move queen f6, immediately attacking the rook. And I would have gone for rook e7 and rook e1 anyway, but then you can move the knight as your queen would have been defending g7. I will show you that line after we finish this one. Let's focus on this game. And thank you for your subscription, guys. Wow. Thank you very much for the super spike. Wow, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, he is offering a queen trade, but that's a blunder. Can you see why it's a blunder, guys? But you spiky very. Thank you very much, brother, for your super chat. Appreciate. I hope you are enjoying the game. And he resigns. Let's go. We are going very good. Why it was a blunder? Why it's a blunder? It was a last trick which my opponent was playing. That was the lies. I say, okay, wow. Yes. Petition for you to speak Bhojpuri. I have to learn. I have to learn the Bhojpuri fluently first of all, and I have traveled to the Mithilanchal because I am from Simanchal region, so I don't know. In this Simanchal region we used to talk in Angika, which is also known as TT. If you guys have any idea of that, why it's a blunder? First of all, let me show you the trick. The trick is it may seem that you can take the knight, but the problem is if you take the knight, your queen is undefended. Black can captures the queen and black wins the game. So that was the last trick which my opponent was playing for. Right. So this is a very common trick where you can feel that your queen is defended, you can just take the knight. Right. And if you take the queen, then it's simple. He can take the rook back, sorry, queen back with check, and he can get away with that. So this is one of the lines. But the problem with this move is we can take that knight with the queen, and our rook is defending each other, so he's not going to capture our rook as well. But imagine the position like if this rook was anywhere else. Let me just after this move, let's just play some random moves. Let's say we goes here, he goes here, and then we play something like this. Then black goes here. Now it is kind of irritating. Because you cannot take the knight as your queen is hanging, right? And you can't take the knight because this rook is hanging with check. So at this moment you have to trade the queen because there are no such tricks. He is attacking your queen as well. You can't take the knight either with the pawn or with the queen. So in these kind of situation, this queen f2 move can be annoying for you to face, right? So let me turn on measure. Let's see the evaluation. White is still winning with queen takes f2 because white is up an exchange. But the general idea here is he can get away with this attack. He does not have to lose the knight, so he can get out of this mess with queen takes f2, knight takes f2 check, and then knight can go back. White is still winning because white is up, we are up an exchange, and these sides of pawns are now always going to be weak as we have a rook on 7th. But the general idea here is he can save this knight. But if you compare to that position in the game continuation here our rook is defending each other, so we can get away with this with queen takes z4. I hope everything is clear, guys. I hope everything is clear. And now it was a nice games. We played we played two very good games in rapid section. Let's review this game. Let's see what chess.com engine thinks about it. What about sack the rook g7? Okay, I will answer your question, Pete Jackson. Let me just quickly review that. Let's see what do you want to watch for. And now we are nicely going towards 23, and the accuracy for this game is 93.9%. 93.9%, and my opponent's accuracy is 80.4. We started with e4, e5, knight f3, and we opt for this Italian game. By League Messi. Yes, of course. Let me finish this review. So now, if knight come down, what will happen? Okay, let me show you. Okay, first of all, let's go to the end. Where do you want to watch for? Okay, so you want to sack the rook. First of all, okay, let's go back. What about sack the rook on g7? Yeah, you can sack the rook on g7 as well, but it's not clear how you are going to deliver checkmate. He can hide the king on h1, and now both have a rook and queen, and you are only up a pawn, so it's not sound, right? It's not sound. If you just sack the rook on g7, you have only queen in the attack, and you can never deliver checkmate with only queen, where your opponent has rook and the queen, which can quickly go back to defend the king. I think that's clear to you guys. Rook takes g7 is just a blunder because you do not have enough pieces into the attack. So don't fall for the tactics. Here he just puts the pawn, and so many times you just get blinded that oh he just puts the pawn, I can free take this knight and threatens the checkmate. Oh, but your rook is hanging now. Because by pushing this pawn, he has opened up a line of attack on your rook. So just try to be active and just see what has changed on the board after each move. So that's just the thing that you have to keep a mental note in your mind that everything changes on a chessboard whenever a piece has been moved. So that's why we play the move rook e1 first to defend our rook, and this knight is going nowhere. That's why we can make these type of calm moves. This knight is not going anywhere. This is still pinned, and if you move this knight, queen takes g7 is still a mate. So he tried last trick, which is to play queen f2. If you take that knight with the pawn, your queen is hanging. But here we can get away with queen takes e4 as our rook is defended. And if knight comes down, what will happen? Okay, so you want to say knight h6 or knight f6. There is mate on g7, brother, as this rook is attacking that and queen is also attacking. That's why he was not moving that knight. I mean, when the rook was guarded. Okay, I mean, when the rook was guarded. Here, you can sack the rook. Yeah, it may seem sound, but still, it's not anything else. You can take this with check, king h8, and you may say that you can go here, but then he can just go here and everything is defended. Your queen is not a perfectly placed piece where you can throw any kind of check on this diagonal, right? So it's just maybe you can win with a perfect play, but you are just up a pawn. It's not winning for white. And you do not have to do anything, you don't have to do such kind of things, right? Why to go for any unnecessary sack where you can just win say knight and your position still is going to be winning? Just don't get yourself into these kind of complication where you can just after rook is g7, king is g7, check king h8. You have to play like ultra accurate. You have to be like playing like stockfish. If you make one wrong move, your back rank is always going to be weak as well. So it's not like you are gonna win and you are going to have something. So just don't get yourself into any kind of unnecessary complications. Just keep everything simple. Okay, let's see the game review from the start. We start with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and we opt for bishop c4, our favorite Italian opening. Knight f6, we strike in the center with d4. Okay, he chooses to play the move d6, which is kind of passive because you are not contesting our center. He's allowing me to get two pawn in the center. Okay, we play bishop b5. Simple threat is to play the move d5 and try to win the knight. Bishop d7 prevents that. And computer wants to play the move d5 actually and get some space into the queen side. But I don't like these kind of situations where they can trade some pieces and kind of position looks closed. I don't like these kind of situations. That's why I did not push d4. I kept the attention in the center. Castle, look e1. He takes and he tries to be tricky. He thought that he has won a pawn, and you might fall for this step where it feels like he can just take this pawn. And if you try to take that bishop first, that's just a blunder because black can take this knight with check first. And after queen takes f3, you are down a piece. No, you are not down a piece. You are down a pawn. Okay, you are down a pawn. You're down a pawn because here he has just taken up a pawn. Yeah, it was fine, but this is perfectly fine because we are going to get our pawn back. Takes, and takes. He tried to be tricky at so many. So here he takes that with the knight because if I take that pawn, he can win out bishop. But first we can trade that bishop, queen takes, and now this. Here I could have gone for f4 anyway, but I thought that it is going to be overextending where I have not developed my piece, although it was completely fine. I bring my knight out, and now here It may seem that you can play the f4 and try to get his queen over there, then rook f1. These are the idea which usually happens. But if you play f4, when knight f3 is just a family fort. You can't take as queen is pinning this pawn. So I drop my queen back and offer a queen trade. Here I think he should have traded the queen, but I think he don't like the fact that I can get my rook onto the third rank. It can go to g3 or maybe d3 if the knight move with f4 and my rook can be active. So he tried to keep the queens on the board, but it give away some kind of initiative. Okay, computer like the move knight d5 immediately because we hits the pawn, we threaten this. So king h1, and then maybe we just bring this rook. But we goes for f4 trying to attack the knight, queen g3, and now knight d5 threatening knight e2. Bro, won first time, now won't stop yet. Thank you, brother. Bro, you do not deserve this kind of immature audience. Okay, brother, Giga Chat. Wow, you have a aura name, but you do not have any kind of aura. If you don't want to watch out for this team, you can go away. There are many YouTubers which you can go after. Okay, here we threaten knight e7 check, winning the queen, and he played the move rook f7, which tactically failed. Which tactically fails because here we can first start with e takes f5, hitting the queen, and queen is overloaded to defending this knight. If queen goes to f6, we can just take this knight. So queen was overloaded, and queen has to take this pawn, but now knight e7 check anyway forks the king and the queen, and he has to give up the exchange. And in return, we have a monster rook onto the 7th rank. This knight is kind of pinned, s3 is coming. s3 is coming. Now he goes for rook f8, and he did not addresses the fact that s3 is coming with an attack on the knight, and if you move the knight, there is going to be a checkmate. So at least he should have, after s6, at least he should have tried queen f6. I thought this was the last defensive resource, because if I take the knight, my rook is going to be hanging, and even if I play the move rook e1 to double up the rook and defend that, now black is free to move this knight because this is not checkmate as queen is defending g7. I hope that's clear. So that move was in my mind. I thought black will play the move queen f6, but he tried to be more optimistic with queen c5 check. Computer is giving is as a best move because white position is so overwhelming that anything black goes for, white is gonna win the game. And here I thought that, oh, I cannot go king h1 because there is another check. And I was almost playing king f1, and this is kind of unnecessary where you can walk right into some sort of multiple checks. But then I saw that I can go king h1. In after goes knight f2 check, we have king h2, and this check is not working anymore as pawn and queen both are defending there. So we play king h1, and now finally he goes for last tick again, d5. You can't take the knight, your rook is hanging. And after that, we defend the rook, queen f2. And now don't take that knight and hang the queen, just last tick. At this moment, he just resigned because he probably saw that he can take that with the queen, and now everything is defend and mate is down. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. Any question now? Uh, what is anything wrong with it? Nothing is wrong in his DP. Okay, let's keep going now. Okay, now we have played two rapid games and we have won that. So okay, Ayush has sent me the challenge, so let's play against him. It's unrated game, so we can play. You can be a candidate or national monster for sure. I don't think so right now. OP Aditya, but if you are telling me that, I will push for that. But thank you for your compliment, brother. Okay, let's go for e4 and black opts for c5, which is known as the Sicilian defense. Let's go knight f3. It is a cross breed of cat and hawk. Okay, he goes for the French variation of the Sicilian with e6. Let's go bishop c4. As this Italian variation is working very well for us, so we are going to stick to that against the Sicilian. Okay, let's go d3 first of all to try to stop c4, although that was not a threat. Now we can cancel. Let's bring this bishop out to g5, and now h3 to stop bishop g4. I don't want to give up the bishop for this knight yet. So we can play rook e1, knight pt2, c3, a4, and we have multiple choices. You can decide whatever you like. Okay, finally our opponent is thinking, although it's just an opening. He can bring this bishop out, he can play queen c7. And our general idea is to play the move c3 and try to get d4 in. And then dropping this bishop back onto c2. Yeah, let's go c3 first of all. Try to deprive d4, not deprive, but trying to physically stop that. And now we are ready to play the move d4, and then we can open up this bishop onto this diagonal. And if you guys are the old viewers of my stream, you may know that this kind of construction have helped me to win a lot of game in the Sicilian defense. Now this knight is on the rim, and which is not doing much of the thing. Okay, he goes for d4 himself. Not a big problem. We do not have to respond to that move. We can bring this knight out, because if he captures here, we have dc, and then we will go for d4 anyway. Probably he wants to close down. He wants to keep this bishop closed, but it's not that much of a big issue. Now knight e4 looks good, but I think there can be some tactics related to knight takes e4. No speedrun today. No, brother. There will be no speedrun today, as I'm playing on my main ID. And we are going to alternate between the speedrun ID and our main ID. And usually we will go for the speedrun on weekends. We will go for the speedrun on weekends. Okay, he is thinking. Less if you want. Oh, bro is not moving anything. He has been freezed. Today the viewership is so low. I don't know why. Not a big deal though. Okay, now the question is, can I go for knight e4? If he takes, I can take that bishop, and then we can recapture. Let's go for knight e4. It's completely fine. Knight takes e4, bishop takes e7, attacking the knight first. Sorry, queen first. And the moment he recaptures, we can take that knight with the pawn especially. Then we will control these two squares. Okay, let's go for that. He is from my country, Magnus Charleston. Okay, now we are going to recapture this pawn. Sorry, knight with the pawn, not with the rook. Because now this pawn is one step advanced and controlling these two important squares. b3 is never a really problem, but at some moment he can try to go for d3 with like rook d7. Although I don't have to. Okay, I think I should have been careful, because our opponent can steal send. No, Magnus, your opponent is from. Okay, just takes. Yeah, we do have these islands, but it's fine. It's completely fine. We are ready to push e5. He can trade the queen. Oh, I missed that. I was not trying to trade the queen, but still we have to go for that. I completely misses this idea. At the end of the line, he can trade the queen to capture this one. But now without queen, these sponsors are really bad, and I have to somehow hold on to this. This bishop is still pinning this. Not pinning, but trying to hit that. Okay, but we are the one who has the control over d5. And maybe I can go for e5 to open up this bishop. Although e5 in itself can become a weakness, he can just move this bishop somewhere like bishop d7 and target that pawn with the knight and this rook as well. So I have to be very careful. Okay, let's see what he's going for. Okay, he's going for this square. Probably he's trying to stop this move. by playing this. I have to target this pawn, which is not an easy task. And if I goes here, the pawn is gonna be hanged. Can't really play this move. This move just falls for this tactic as well. What should I play, to be honest? I'm out of the move. Bishop b3. Yeah, let's play the move bishop d3 first of all. And I want to get this bishop onto this square, where it will control d7 at least. If he goes for rook d8, he goes for bishop b5. Takes, and that will be fine. But I think at the end of the line, he can take that pawn. So actually, he can go for rook d8. Actually, he can go for rook d8 because bishop b5, rook takes d1, rook takes d1. At the end of the line, then bishop takes a2. Okay, he wants to keep the knight and trade the bishops. But now his bishop on c4, so we can drop this bishop back to c2, as he does not have knight c4. So we induce a move to deprive the knight to coming to c4. And we still have this rook onto the d file, and I'm trying to find a way to develop along the d file. But now I think I can play the move rook d2. Okay, now his bishop is onto this diagonal. And now I like the fact of that I can play the move bishop b3. But then this pawn is going to be hanging, which I don't like. And probably he wants to play this move. But now I have rook d5 hitting this pawn, and we are ready to develop along the d file. We are ready to develop along the d file. He has b6 to defend this pawn. We are going to play rook a d1, and we are going to be the one who have the control of d file, complete control over d file. There is rook d1, b6, rook d1. Maybe I can play the move e5 to open up the bishop. Okay, he did go for. I do not have to calculate too much. Let's go rook a1. There is nothing hanging. And if he goes for bishop c4 to hit our rook, I can play the move rook d6. I don't want to trade rooks. I can play the move rook d6. And now he's getting low on time as well, which is a good sign for us, by the way. He does not have a lot of time. He has down to 4 minutes, and 3 minutes 50 seconds is not a lot of time as compared to 7 minutes 17 seconds. So it is going to be a hard fight, and maybe things will decide on to time scramble. Okay, let's go for rook d6. Although he can take that pawn. Oh, I missed that. Okay, okay, fine. I missed that, to be honest. Let's go e5 first of all. Okay, I was missing that tactic from a distance. No, I really don't have a way to activate this knight, which is very concerning. Oh, brother, what the heck I'm doing? Stupid guy. How did I not see that my rook is going to be hanging? How did I get so much distracted in a blink of an eye? I got so much distracted in a couple of moves. I should have just traded this. Oh my god, now this is losing its design, but yeah. Because that was a huge blunder, brother. We have nothing now. We are down a pawn and we are down an exchange as well. And we are not going to get anything against 2100, right? I just got distracted. I don't know why. Oh, what is this thing? Double the time. I should have just. I don't know what happened to me. You can troll me because I deserve that trolling. Yeah, how did I not see that my rook is hanging? I should have just gone for bishop takes, knight takes b3, and then maybe I should have tried something else. But I just chooses to hang the game in one move. Okay, fine. That happens. Not a big deal. Although good game by my opponent. Let's review this one. Let's review this one. There was two moves which I didn't give enough attention to. Which I don't give enough attention. Let me show you that. 77 for white and 85.4 for black. How do you guys know that? Do you guys are tracking the game? Or do you guys are tracking the game? Don't get sad, bro. Even I don't see the rook hanging. Yes, okay. It is just 77. Okay, so you guys are just tracking the game. That means if I play against you, you are going to track those games as well. So now I see something suspicious. Not in this game, but in other games. I just noticed this thing in with Chaitan as well. He was tracking one of my games as well. But why? Okay, first of all, it was completely fine, and here I missed the fact that the queens are in the standoff. And my initial idea was never to trade the queen, but I completely forgot that queens are in the standoff, and I just takes here. It was still fine. It was just an equal game, but I was like kind of awful by this. How did I not see that at the end of the line queens are going to in this standoff? And if I move the queen, actually he's going to be up 2 pawns, not only one. So we have to go for this line, and now it is kind of complicated, but still fine. First of all, I overlooked this move, bishop c4, which hits that pawn as well. And at least I do have this check. I forgot about that one as well. And if he goes back, we can take one of the rooks, rook takes d8, and then we can push this pawn. And we can save that pawn. Knight e5 is coming, maybe rook d7 is interesting. So first move was like queen straight, then it was second move, and then comes that blunder at the end. Like, I completely forgot that my rook is hanging as well. Against Sicilian, play the Smith Mora. No, I don't. At 2100 level, nobody just goes for your trap. I'll Kathmandu, but permanent chai Rotha heart. Okay. Oh, this rating is getting over on my glasses. Okay, let's keep going with other games. Okay, we have played some nice games in rapid section, so let's play some blitz games. Let's play some blitz game, and we have already crossed 2200 in blitz as well, so it's time to get below 2200. It's time to get below 2200 by losing a game. What the heck is the problem? Oh, it is sweating. It's too hot in Bihar right now. Okay, let's go for 3 plus 0. Let's go for 3 plus 0. And we are going to play the Caro-Kann defense. That was you who recently won. Capture. Knight f6. Too hot in most of India, yeah. I think we are supposed to play this line. Then here. Oh, I don't want to trade this, but he's hitting that pawns. Let's go for this line. Bishop d8. Maybe I have to play the move g6. I like the look of g6 though. I think this sack is premature because he can quickly play the move bishop f1. I have an idea to play the move g6. This sack is not working, and now the idea is to play the move king g7. Probably he's going to double up, I know that. And now the idea is to play knight h7 and trying to get knight on g5. And if he goes for bishop g4, that looks interesting. Okay, he is not responding to this move. And now I have an idea to sack this bishop already. If rook takes, no, rooks are in the standoff. I cannot go for because I will lose enough material. So maybe I can play more rook ed8 first, then I can try to go for that sack. And after g takes s3, queen takes s3, he will not have a usual bishop f3. Ah, maybe bishop takes. Oh, that is a threat. If he takes there, knight f3 will fork the king and the queen. But he hits my knight. Oh my god. After knight g5, he just hits my knight. And this is now not working. I can go for this, but then he will just take my knight. Knight takes 3 is never really a good move. Okay, he sees that. Not a big problem. I think he wants to play this. I have an idea to play rook e d8 and then try to play the move c5. If he captures, the bishop is going to be hanged. Probably he wants to play this move. Can I go over here? If he takes my rook, I take his rook. Yeah. And if he takes here first, I can take there as well. And I'm saying the fact that this diagonal is weak, so we could try to use that. Okay, now bishops are in the standoff, although I don't want to trade that. Let's keep the bishops. Let's keep the bishop. Probably he will play queen c2. I don't know. The idea is to play rook a8 and then try to play the move c5. Let's go for that. Now the c5 is an idea. If he captures, the bishop is going to be hanged. But somehow I have to bring my knight into the game, which is not in the game right now. Maybe knight f8, bishop d5, and then knight e6 again. Okay, let's go c5. My knight is perfectly placed to defend that pawn, so we do not have to worry about. And now we are undermining the d4 pawn. If he did not respond to our move, if he don't capture on c5, we are the one who is going to capture on d4. And after cd, queen takes d4, we will win a pawn, and our rook is going to be active. Chess Khalia Kati Ayo. I'm also 20, but it's been long. I'm playing since my childhood, but not constantly. Okay, he defend that with the bishop as well. Okay, we do not have to respond to this move because even if he takes, the bishop is going to be hanging. So it's time to bring the knight into the game. Oh, I can take that pawn. But he is now only 20 seconds, so we are putting him under a lot of pressure. I can just take that pawn. I'm not seeing anything wrong in that. Still, you can't take over here. b5, not a big problem. Let's just hit the queen. Now for a queen trade, not allowing him to get so much activity on the king side. Okay, he's still keeping the queens on the board. Can I go over here? No, this pawn is going to be hanging. So what should I try? Let's just defend this pawn. He has only 5 seconds. Pawn captures to defend that. And we win the game. Nicely done. Oh, we have a blunder. Let's see what is that blunder. What is that blunder? To be honest, I didn't see that. Can I get a cup of tea? You can bring that. There is an UPI. Okay, so the accuracy is 85 versus 84. Let's see the blunder quickly. It was Caro-Kann turbo variation was fine at this moment. Okay, so knight g5 was complete miss because we can take this pawn and there is no threat. We can just take that pawn as well. Should have gone for that. And if you guys are interested in playing against me, you can send me the challenge now. Okay, now it becomes a little bit tactical. First of all, there was a simple trick. If you capture this pawn, the bishop is going to be hanging, as our rook is also attacking that square. Now it takes that pawn. We come back with the. Okay, this is a blunder. But why it's a blunder? Let's try to find out why it's a blunder without the help of the engine. Why this move is a blunder? I don't think it's a blunder, but if computer is saying, then it must be a blunder. This. No. Are you married, Dilkil's brother? No. Okay, queen takes, rook takes. But why white is better? Aha, because of this move, he hit the bishop, and after bishop moves, by the way, this is the only square. I think he can take this pawn. Or he can even push this pawn to hit the bishop. And after this, the pawn is going to be hanging. And you have to move the rook. Rook a6 is the only viable move. And then g4. And now this position is winning for white. I don't know why. The material is completely equal, but still it's winning for white's +2 because of the space advantage and piece activity. The rook is nicely active on this file, bishop is active on the diagonal. Okay, that was a little bit deep line, so it is not findable in the blitz with 14 seconds on the clock. He misses, and now I just lost on time. Okay, let's keep going. I hope you enjoy the analysis. 2-2-1-1. Wow, we have a nice rating now. 11, 12s are 20, 22. 11s are 12s are 20. 11s 2s are 22. Another Italian. Let's see what black is going to respond with. Then we will decide what should we go for. Okay, bishop c5, we castle. Probably black is going to respond. Okay, no, he goes for d6. Let's go d4, c3, and we are preparing d4. Ibrahim, hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, knight f6. Let's defend this pawn. This is known as the Zuko piano. We play the move a4 to stop b5, and then we play the move rook e1. If he goes for knight g4, not a big problem. Bishop e3 just stayed off this turn, the square bishop. And generally, we are going to take that with the rook because we have played the move rook e1, so no need to take there with the pawn. Let's bring this knight out into the game. We capture, and now we take that. And queen is defending. This is well defended. So let's bring this knight out to e4. And I'm trying to induce f5, but he did not go for f5. I have an idea to play the move. Queen. Okay, I have an idea to play queen b3 to put pressure over here. I think he has bishop e6. Knight g5, knight a3. We take the bishop and we counter attack the queen as well. Okay, let's go for queen b3. And if the knight move, bishop takes f7 wins the exchange. So that's why it is a little bit tricky. Knight a5 is not working because we can take that bishop with check. And okay, he goes for this. No, it's not a check. Oh my god, why I'm thinking like this is a check? So, oh man, I was thinking like this is going to be a check, but it's not a check. My queen is hanging. Okay, I missed that. I'm stupid. Let's take that with the pawn and dislodge this knight. And rook a1 is coming. Let's go rook a1, hit the queen, and knight g5. Queen takes. No, that's not working. If I go g3, knight s3. Let me kick out the knight. So I don't like this knight on f4. Although we are weakening our light square. But it's fine. Knight s3 check, king z2 is there. And now we have to be tricky. How we can be tricky? Let's go king z2 first of all to stop these side of moves. And now the time is to develop along the d file. And we have to speed up as well as my opponent has 140 seconds. Maybe rook e2 is better. But sometimes it can runs into bishop z4. Let's hit this bishop instantly. Captures, captures. There is no tricks. f4. Oh, this knight is kind of trapped, right? Oh, but I have this check first. But still, where will you move the knight? Oh, knight does not have any kind of square, brother. I missed this. Oh, let's throw this check. Although this knight capture is coming with check as well. So I don't think we have anything better than knight d6 now. Burning all of my time. Let's go for this. Now this is completely losing because we are going to down b a piece. And of course, he has extra piece and 1 minute 17 seconds on the clock as well. Maybe I can try to push this pawn as well and get something out of it. But he has these two massive pawn in the center. Queen d5, but queen c6 immediately trades the rook, trades the queen. I think he wants to get his own pawn, own parcel. Yeah, I can try to hold on to that. Captures, captures. Very tricky. Now we are threatening this move. Ah, I fall for that check. He was very fine. He was very fine. At the end, I tried my best, but it was not enough. We tried to get into the time scramble as well, but he was too fast as well. Let's see if there was any hope or not. We should not have traded much pieces, but there was no way to get out of those moves. There was no way. What is better? The move is to play here, and if he goes here, he loses because we can deflect the queen and win the knight. So d4 must have been pushed, which I missed. Okay, again, d4 is begging to be played if he captures. Then we have this idea. Queen takes, knight f6, fork everything, and after he takes, we can win that in the back line. So these are the ideas which I have missed in this game. Okay, I just fall for this step. To be honest, I thought that after queen b3 and knight a5, bishop takes d5 is going to be a check, which is not true. Had I seen this, I would not have gone for queen b3, but I would have gone for at least knight g5, trying to bring the queen there. But now it's completely different. After this move, this is a complete bad move because we takes away the only square which our knight have. This captures, and now it's dead lost. We have no better square. We throw this check, and knight d6 is the top move. We try to hold on to our pawn. He gets his own parcel. We trade there. He tries to trade the queen. We push this pawn, and he pushes h5 himself. He did not allow us to push h5, which is kind of very advanced. You have to know this. If this pawn reaches to h5, this knight has to move, and then this diagonal can become very vulnerable. That's why black pushes h5 himself, not allowing us to go there. I tries to hit that, but now he has queen z5 instantly played. He activates the rook as well. We have to trade because he is hitting that pawn. Maybe I could have tried to go for these kind of moves, but already this is a big threat. If you take, there is me. So we have to trade the rook, and he was happy to trade. And I just hang the fork as well. Okay, let's keep going with other games. C6, another Caro-Kann. Okay, it didn't take. Let's go for this. Okay, this time he ignored our knight on f6. Let's hit the queen and try to induce f3. Trade and e6. We are ready to castle now. What about knight f? What is this move? Let's go knight b6. Queen c7 looks interesting because we are preventing bishop b2, and he just did that. Your bishop was defending the knight earlier, brother, and he just fall for that. How? He's 20 to 74. Massive rating. Okay, let's get this rook into the game. This knight is controlling e4, so there is not going to be any kind of moves. Rook c8. We drops the queen. He's insisting. Let's offer a queen trade. He's insisting on just going for madness now because he's down material. Okay, he's self-pinning, so it's time to play c5 and undermine this pawn as well. It will be very nice if I can get my knight over there, but that's not easy. Now knight e4, getting that queen, and bishop f6 first of all. This knight is controlling g3, so he cannot play the move g3. But we have to be very careful for that as well because this bishop can become very annoying on this diagonal, and if I move this knight, rook g3 is coming. Okay, he didn't address this move. So probably he wants to keep the bishops. Okay, let's take this one. Let's see how he's going to capture. Knight takes, bishop takes with check. Rook takes, and then there is queen takes. Oh, I can just take that with the knight. What are you doing, brother? And now rook is hanging. Okay, that was his idea, but not a big problem. Not a big problem because I have queen f5. And let's see how he's going to attack us on the g file because the entire idea of that stacking two pawns is just get this move, just roll this pawn down. And this looks interesting as well. But let's hit this rook first of all. Probably he's going to respond with this move and then he will fall for this trap. So rook f3, okay, he just goes for that. Congratulations, brother. That's just mate. That's just mate up time. Peace, Striker. Hello, brother. Hello, welcome to the stream. And how was this game, guys? He just hang a piece in the starting of the game. In the starting of the game. It was nice game, by the way. I want to know about King's Indian defense attacking. Good. Wow, thank you. Nice game. King's Indian defense attacking. What is that? I'm lacking in attacking. King's Indian defense is a defensive opening. It can be attacking, but later in the middle game, not in the opening itself. King's Indian defense is a hyper modern opening where you give away the complete center to the white, and then you try to hit those central pawns from a distance. And here he just hangs the queen. The idea of queens is okay. First of all, he plays the move b3, which clarifies that white wants to Fenketo his bishop onto this diagonal. That's why I play the move queen c7. That's how you read your opponent's mind. That's how you read your opponent's mind. That what's gonna be happening. And he did play the move bishop b2. I was just stopping that move because now the knight is hanging, where now the bishop is defending this. He goes for bishop b2 and hangs the knight in one move. I would have resigned the game after this move because we are at 2200 level. Nobody is going to mess up these kind of games. Still trying to keep going, but we find all of the key defensive resource. And here we give up the pawn, but he just forgot that. Look at this. This is a family fork, and apart from that, this is a checkmate. Have you seen something like this? It is a checkmate, even if it was not a checkmate. It is a brutal fork. We are attacking everything. Kings in enemy key here. Bro, can you play that opening so that I can see your attacking via bots and learn from it? Okay, I will try to go for that if I get to play that. If my opponent opts for d4, I will play the King's Indian defense this time. Although I do not have the complete idea how okay, we are playing with the white pieces. So let's go for e4. Now c3. This is known as the modern defense, which he is opting for. We can play the move bishop e3. These kind of openings are like so solid. You will not get much of the thing. And he is already going for some sort of trick. Okay, we capture. Okay, now the bishop is hanging. So I have to take. And now bishop c2. What the heck is wrong with the people? I don't know why they are calling me. It's not here. Okay, we castle, he castle. We castle, he castle. Let's go h3 to stop knight g4 or maybe bishop g4 in the future. That's not checkmate, that was order. Let's go to e1. What? He's putting his random pawns. Okay, probably he wants to stack something over there, but that is not a dangerous. I can go for knight f3. This sack is going to be premature if he opts for that. Okay, he's not opting for that. He's trying to tactically defend this one. Let's go queen e2. And c4 is kind of annoying, but we can simply play the move bishop d3 to defend this pawn with the queen. And he's trying to be tricky at. Let's remove this knight. And let's go queen d2 to target that. King h7 is coming. King h7. Now let's go to b1 first. And somehow we have to use our knights. Okay, probably he's preparing this move. Although I don't know. Let's go h4. To try to prevent z5. Low time, bro. Yes, low time. We have to speed up. What is he trying? Okay, let me play bishop g3 first of all, so that everything is going to defend it. And now we are ready to play the knight h2. We will kick out the queen. And I think he has over advanced this pawn. Okay, he's attacking that, but knight h2 first of all targets the queen. This is going to be a headache for me, but I think we can find a way to defend that. Queen f4. Yeah, let's go for queen f4 first of all. Let's try to induce d5. And then we will drop the queen back to e3 or maybe f3. Or maybe now knight g4 looks good. Okay, he stops knight g4. Makes sense. Let's try to develop along the d file. And I just fall for that. And I can't even defend that rook. I brother instantly realized that that's a blunder. And I can't even defend that rook. Can't even defend that rook. Let's resign the. That was a clean blunder. Okay, so we are in the pendulum situation. We are winning the one game and just losing the next one, which is like so annoying. And this kind of modern competition is so annoying to face with, where black is going to be so solid and they can avoid all the tricks. It looks passive, but still it is like so. Probably I should not have given up the bishop for the knight, but I thought I can have something on this diagonal, but he was solid. And already that's just a blunder, and he spotted that blunder in just 1 second. Maybe his initial idea of pushing h5 is bishop playing bishop h6 as well, kicking out this queen. And I just get into the line with rook d2 as well. Bro, usually play Queen's Gambit with white and board or with Queen Gambit. Queen's Gambit, any good system with white. Against Queen's Gambit, I think best opening is to play the Nimzo Indian defense, which I prefer to play with the white pieces. Okay, now we are playing with the black pieces, but our opponent responds with e4. So let's play the Sicilian this time, as we have not played many Sicilian games. Let's go for the knight of variation of the Sicilian defense. I play until last. If I lose everything, I play with king only. What? Pawn captures? Okay, I think he wants to throw this check. But that's not working. We have g6 and you do not have any knight on e5, which can sacrifice itself on g6. And now we are threatening to eliminate this knight as well. And if you try to take this knight first, then we have bishop takes c6 and pawn will be guarded by the queen. And we are ready to castle as well. Let's castle. Probably he will take that pawn. Should I try to stick to that? I think we should try to stick to with that. With queen e7. And if you throw this check, okay, let's castle now. Everything is fine. This is not a problem. We can just take that. Okay, now I have an idea to play this move. Hitting the queen, offering a knight trade, and we are going to capture that with check if he takes that. Oh, it didn't go for that. But now this is a fork. Brother, what are you doing? Almost 2200. I play until last. Suraj wants to say that he never resigns. Aha, oh, that was the thing. Bro, sometimes you resign prematurely. I have beaten in 2500 down a piece. Fools will resign. Bro, I resign because I see that there is nothing to play for. Yeah, maybe sometimes it can be there something, but in most of the cases, it's not gonna be happening at this level. But when I see something, even after if I down a piece, if I see something like his king is weak as and like if his pawn structure are like that, then I will push for. But the moment where your opponent has everything solid, there is no reason to play. Like in this kind of situation, he's clean piece down, and there is nothing to play for. My king is castle. These pawns are completely defended, so there is nothing to play for white. So it's fine. Okay, let's keep going. And we are playing some very much nice. Okay, now he opts for d4. So let me show you how to position your pieces with Okay, he goes for Trompowsky. He did not follow the main line with c4. So I don't think we can actually get our king's Indian defense. Usually we play the move g6 here, but after g6 he can take this knight and damage my pawn structure. Although that is going to be fine, but this is not the main line, so let's play the move e6. Bishop e7, b6, bishop b7, and now bishop b7. We can play the move h6 now to hit the knight, sorry, bishop. And now is the time to strike into the central square with c5. Okay, he wants to trade, so let's trade that. Takes, pawn takes, and can I go d5? First of all, let's go to c8 to keep an eye on that pawn. d5 captures, pawn captures, knight captures. Maybe, yeah, I think this is that's right. Okay, I have an idea. That should be a blunder. Look at this trick. Both of the queens are hanging. I think he can move the queen somewhere. But if he goes queen e3, then we can even take that rook and counterattack the queen one more time. First of all, if he takes my queen, then we can take. That's a blunder. Because we can damage his pawn structure, although we are up a piece. That was a nice tactic. That was in. Let's bring this knight out. I think he's going to opt for this, but that's not going to be working. That is not going to be working. I'm pretty sure for that. Let's go for this. Completely taking control of f4. Now f4, rook g4, e5 defends the knight. And this knight is always going to defend g6. And we are nicely up a piece. He has nothing. That was a pretty much nice tactic. And what will you play for? There's nothing to play. Let's go g6 and he resigned. How old are you, Dilpilches? No, I'm 23. One match with me, please. Yeah, so you can send me the challenge, but make sure it is. Oh, did I miss the fork? Let's see. Accuracy is 92%, 92.3. He opted for the Trompowsky. And if you don't know how to play perfectly with mainline, just set up your pieces with your common sense, like I did. That was a blunder. That was a blunder. Why? Because we can take this knight. First of all, if he recaptures this knight, that bishop is going to be hanging, right? And that's why he take our bishop, and he thinks that he is counter attacking the queen. So he has to take this bishop first, then he will recapture this. But we have in between move, which is known as the Juisenju, maybe you can call it, which is to play knight is d2, counter attacking the queen and the rook. If he captures this happened in the line, he takes my queen, I take his queen with check. He has to capture this, and now we can recapture this bishop, and we are at a piece. If it was not a check, if this knight takes f3 was not a check, then he might have been able to remove this bishop after. Right, but he takes, it's a check, and now we just take this. So he could have tried like he should have tried to move this and try to hit that knight. But first of all, if he goes like queen e3, then we can even take that rook first, and again we are countering the queen. But I think he should have gone for at least queen d3 and attacking the knight this way. And now his queen is hanging, so we have to go for this line. Again, we are winning. We are up. Okay, so for the same line, we are up a piece again because we have already captured a piece, and after he takes here, we have captured another piece. And if we try to go for that piece, we can take another piece. So we are going to end up a piece anyway. And he just falls for that. We get this line. We try to play something for. By the way, where did I miss a four? I don't think we missed a four. Ah, yeah, here, knight s3 was a four. At this moment, he just resigned. At this moment, he just resigned. Okay, I didn't play anything. He just resigns. Knight s3 is 4, but you were about to play king g7. Yeah, I was about to play king g7. He resigns at this moment. Yeah, nice spot that. Okay, let's see who is going to send me the challenge now. One match, please, Yasvi. Okay, you can send me the challenge. Okay, it's in a blitz game as well, and now we have a nice rating in blitz section as well, 2220. And we are going nicely up. in both blitz and rapid. Okay, nobody is sending me the challenge. So let's try to play against some sort of bots and let's try to get some ideas. Let's play some against some higher rated bot. Okay, in the May 27 and 2725. So these are not possible to beat. Let's play against advanced. I'm trying to send, but it's showing too many challenges. Okay, really? Okay, let me play against some sort of bots. Then we will try to play against you. Advanced bot are maximum level at 2100, so we have to play against master bot like Nora. I have beaten Nora. We have beaten Francis, Arjun, Wei, Luke, Alexander. Let's play against No. Let's see how we can beat No. Play against Magnus. We are going to get crushed in 10 moves. Where is the arbiter bot? I did not see arbiter bot. I don't have this bot. If you have diamond membership, then you can watch out for these. Well, let's play against this guy. Let's play against Gnome 22 and let's try to beat this guy. He is from Israel. Shalom, want to play? Let's give it go. Let's go for one e4 with our main repertoire. Tal played one e4 against me. Tigan Petrosian played one e5 against me when I was very young. Let's go knight f3. Immediately targets the pawn. Black respond with knight c6 defense. And now we go for bishop c4, our favorite Italian opening. And I'm coming, guys, in a moment. No lost all those games against Tal and Tigan Petrosian. Okay. Bishop c5. Let's go c3 and try to expand in the center with d4. Knight f6 targets the pawn, so let's go d3. Juco piano mainline, castle. Okay, let's play the move h3 to stop bishop g4. And now let's play rook e1 first of all. And he's going for my bishop. We play the move bishop b5 first. I don't want to give up this bishop for this knight. And we do not have to respond to this move. Although I can pin that bishop. So let's go for knight. Let's go bishop z5. And now bishop h4, bishop a4, and we can maneuver our bishop to c2. Okay, he's going for the same side attack. And maybe the ideas of knight h4 and then knight f5, knight f4 is like crazy. Okay, let's go here. But I think we are ready to strike back in the center with this move. Bishop h2. That was a threat as this was pinned. Okay, so I think now we can play the move d4. We can play the move d4. I think we should go for d4. He's targeting this. And it's quite irritating. Queen, Queen C1 runs into knight D3 4. So how are you going to defend this pawn, to be honest? Queen C2. Let's go for Queen C2. I think everything is defended. Okay, he's going for the that side of the attack. I can hit this, but then my bishop will be protesting. Okay, let's offer a knight trade. Let's bring this knight out. Let's offer a knight trade. I can take that with the knight. I can take that with the queen. Let's take that with the knight and get our knight on a nice active square. I missed this tactic. I have to take that with the pawn and then rook takes f3 is a threat. And you have to accept that because then this is falling. Oh, so these boards are crazy. And now that pawn is hanging, which is not easy to defend. Let's try to target this. I can takes, and then bishop g3. Let's go king g2 to attack this. Okay, he's targeting this. Can't I just take this rook? What is wrong in that? What? Why is he giving up this rook? What the heck? Is he getting cracked? I think he just get malfunctions. I'm not saying anything. Capture. Let's trade everything now. And now this bishop is hanging if you take that pawn. Okay, bishop g3. Oh, why did I give him unnecessary help? Look at my king all of a sudden. Oh my god. This looks good as there is no check. And that is falling with check. Yeah, let's take that with check. Okay, it goes for that one. Everything is different, but this check is a big threat. I have an idea. Is that working? Rook h7 check. And if he takes knight f6, a discover check and a double check, we win the queen. Let's go for this. It must be working, but he didn't accept that. And now if this check, he just take that. And again, queen f3 is a threat. How are you resolving that? Okay, let's calculate this line. Rook h1 check. I runs away. Maybe he will be able to take this with bishop, but then there is this important check. But still, that is annoying, right? We need to check there is this. So it may seem that you are winning, but these kind of things are still there, which can be very annoying. King weakness is real. Rook h1, queen f3 check, king d2, and if he plays the move bishop takes d4, sorry e4, targeting this and this. Maybe I can throw this check first. Yeah, let's go for this. Let's allow this check. And now this. Okay, did go for that. Check. Only one move. Another check. I can also capture, takes, this check. No, let's try to bring this rook first. Okay, bishop captures, I can get my queen. It must be winning. But the question is how? Do I have this check? King runs. I can take that as well. No, let's throw this check and then take that. Oh, why I'm missing this? Why the heck I'm missing this, brother? No, it's black actually who is better. It's black who is better. Can I take this? I do have this check, but then he runs away. I have to capture. Let me quickly check that if there is any check. I don't think there is any check. So let's pick queen takes g5. Okay, now this check. King here and another check. There is rook f7. I should have traded the rook, to be honest. Okay, how about this check? This square is protected. He has to go this way. Hmm. There is still some defense. If I throw this check, there is king d7. He will target your rook. And if I throw another check, there is rook f7, hitting the queen, and we have to go back. And now this is also hanging. So somehow this bot is holding on. Although I quite like the look of queen g8 check. If he goes those side of the board, then we can try to get something with those checks. But I think after queen g8, he's going to play this move, which is annoying. But we have to go for this. We do not have any option. This. Okay, he just blocked that with the rook. And he's attacking our rook as well. I can try to pin that. And I'm not seeing there is any checks. Still, there is no check. As this square is protected. So there is this move. And if we take this, then we can take there. Queen takes, and at the end we will pick up the bishop and the game. Okay, let's pin this rook. Okay, it goes for that. Now this check. Oh, I think he wants to meet this check with this move. Because after this move, he will not be able to move the king as we will win the rook. So after queen e8, he wants to play queen e7. So what about bishop h4? Bishop h4 runs into queen f4 check. Then he pick up the bishop and simultaneously control e7 as well. Check. Uh, and same goes for this that runs into this check. There is no mate. Check queen e7. Another check. King runs to d5. What if I start with this check? Then again there is king d5. Check and then bishop e5 is there. Or maybe we have this move in that line. Or maybe his king can run away. Check. Queen here. Oh, I think I can give this check, and if queen moves, the bishop is going to be hanging. So after this check, he cannot block with the queen. Or although he can block with the queen because at the end of the line, rook is going to be hanging. Oh my god. Let's try this check. Meet her. Where is meet? Okay, he blocked with the rook, although. Now this check. King here. Then maybe we have this check. Okay, let's start for this check now. Now we can take this, queen takes, and we have this check. But again, the problem is he has this very important check. And now his king is running, and my king is very weak. Check. Again, bishop e5, but then maybe we can play move f4. But after rook h5, maybe king c4 he has. Then Queen g4 looks interesting. Bishop h4, queen f5, queen f4 check. I don't want to allow that. If you allow one check, you will be dead lost. Let me start with this check and let's see how he's going to. Okay, he goes for c5. Oh, now I think I can play this move. He has to pick. Oh, that is defended by the rook. Shit. I got so excited that I can force this king to the b file, then I can take that pawn, which is not true. Check. This guy has enough defense. Check. King here. Ah, then we have this check now. But after this check, he has this move. Yeah. Another check. If he goes here, I do have this check. But he's keeping his king onto the light square. He is a computer, of course. He knows the future. And now there is no more check, and this is hanging. We are down a pawn, and our king is completely wide in the open. His pieces are so active. So it's us who are going to get checkmated now. Immense difference. What will you play now? Okay, there is still no more check. He's targeting this. So what about rook h2? I can play the move queen g4, but then he has this very important check. Although g4 looks interesting. Bishop takes f2, check, takes. And if king takes, I can weaken. Let's go for g4 actually. Bishop takes f2. Okay, he has this check. And now if I go here, there is this check here, check, and I'm probably getting mated over there. If I go here, there is this check. Here, there is this check. And now, first of all, he can just take that pawn, and you. Now this is dead lost. Check. King a3 is the only move. That's mate. Wow. Wow. And I have two brilliant moves, and still I lose the game. Still I lose the game. If I was playing this game against a human, I would have won this game. But against computer, you never know. Computers are tend to make some mistakes in the opening, but when they get into the mid game, they become a beast. And at some moment, I was completely winning. Let's see what was the move to win the game instantly. Okay, white is already better because this is a bad structure. But why this is bad? Can you clarify that? Ah, b4 traps the knight. Oh my, how did you miss this? b4 just traps the knight. Oh my god. Instead of b4, which is so normal, I pushed for d4 and allow knight c4. d4 was winning. And I make two stupid moves in a row. First of all, d4 and then queen c2. Computer really wants to eliminate this monster knight from here. But I don't like the fact that he can open up the g file, slide the king over, and then rook g8 is coming. He can open up this bishop as well. It's unhuman to capture this knight. That was a blunder. Again, why? Because computer really wants to capture this. And if he takes here, oh, then you hang this knight, you goes for this knight. If he takes here, then you can take back with this knight. But still it's a blunder, then what will you play? First you take that bishop check, of course. But I allowed him to open up the line. Knight takes s3 is inaccurate. This is working. How? Queen takes and white is winning. Captures, captures. Then this check and we win that. Wow. Look at this crazy sick idea. He tries to unpin the king, but it is falling for a fold later on the game. First you sack the knight, and after queen takes, you take the knight. Why? Because knight is defending that square. And after he takes, we have bishop takes e5 and we win the game. We do have crazy lines, but I didn't see any of this. He had the rook. It was completely winning at this moment. But I find all the wrong. First of all, I allow his queen to get so much activity over here. I becomes too greedy. I should have gone king z2 and defend everything. And I allow his queen and rook both pieces to get activity, and now he can keep the bishops. Rook h2, rook h1 was bad move. We have to run with the king immediately, and maybe trying to prepare like bishop rook e3. Still, it's winning. Rook h7 was brilliant because if he takes, knight f6 is a fork, as it hits the king as well. We win the queen. He goes king g8, and now rook h1 is a final blunder. Now it's a draw with perfect play. Dot. It's draw with perfect play, but if you make one wrong move, you lose the game. Another brilliant because we are stacking the rook one more time. He captures, although we have to take that with the rook. What if he goes here? Okay, then this check in here. Okay, that's not a move. So queen f7 is the only move. Oh, rook f7. Okay, check here. Then this is mate. Wow. So I should have tried to take that with the rook, but it feels that we have to get your queen in, right? It was still a draw with perfect play, and now white is winning again. And the move is to push f4. How will you find f4? How will you find f4 in these kind of situations? And the idea of f4 is to take away these two important square and getting rid of that weakness on f2. And now you're free to deliver that check and then this check. Or maybe you can even play the move bishop h4. But you are not finding f4 if you are not computer. Because it destabilizes the bishop as well. So it is again computer move. That's why it's a draw with perfect play. But a human is not going to play perfectly. It was still winning with this exact check, but he can just repeat the same thing again. F4. F4 must be played. Now it is a draw, but now it's a black who is better. After this check, it's a draw, but the only move is to play the move queen g4, pinning that bishop, not allowing bishop takes f2, and there are no checks still. And now maybe you can try to throw some checks and try to get in your queen over there. As this queen is already, rook is controlling the fifth file. But I opt for that check, and now it's black who is completely winning, and he sees the mating net. Okay, nice. It was not enough to beat this guy. Can you believe that the estimated rating for this game is like 1250? Really, I'm 1250 player. 1250. Okay, let's play one more game against this guy. Let's play one more time. How can I play it again? Let's go back. Let's play one more time. Okay, we have already played with the white pieces, so let's try to play with the black pieces this time. I did not miss mate, brother. There was no mate on the board. Let's go for the Caro-Kann defense this time. Let's go for the Caro-Kann defense. Let's see how he's going to play against the Caro-Kann, which is very solid. Let's bring this piece out to f6. Okay, he's already going for this. And how will you defend this? e5. If he takes, then knight e4. I think I can go e5 to cut off the connection. And if he captured here with the pawn, then maybe we can play the knight e4. But then e6 is very annoying. e5 is must because otherwise we will lose the game because knight c7 is a big threat. So e5 has to be played. Bishop pawn captures. And now what? A6 or like anything else? Knight e4. Knight e4 is annoying because of e6. And he threatens that again. We have to play a6 and allow this capture. We take that. We are going to be down 2 pawn with a devastating check. It's dead lost. Wow, I just fall for the opening trap against this guy. I just fall for the opening trap. How will you block? King d7. He is capturing this. Okay, he done. This is designable. Can you continue this game? This is completely designable. And we have no square. Let's design the game. Oh, what was this, man? Let me play one more time with the black. It was like so stupid game. Okay, now we see the threat of bishop f4. How we can miss that? You could have blocked with the bishop, but the pawn was capturing on e7 anyway. Pawn was capturing on e7 anyway. Okay, start the game, brother. You are playing with the white pieces. No, where are you? The other bishop? Really? Bishop e6. Oh, did I miss that? Okay, maybe. He's just not making his move. Play. Why he's not making his move? It's white to move, right? But he's just refusing to make any moves. Why? Hmm? I don't understand it. What the heck is going on? Let's just okay. Let's leave this. It was not a nice idea to play against the bot as he just crushed me in 2 games. Okay, let's play some bullet game. Oh no! Oh no! Pressure over there. F4. Oh, is my queen trapped? It's trapped. Oh my god, let's resign. These guys are monster in bullet as well. So am I gonna get the tilt? It happened to me mid game and I had to resign in a winning position. Okay, now this guy is not gonna make his mind. Whenever you start losing some games, you will always get paid against a stupid guy who will just refuses to move. Let's get rid of that weakness. I could have taken that, but I don't like. I think he wants to trade everything over there, otherwise he will go for the attack on the kings, which I don't like. Capture. Queen b6, keeping an eye on the rook. Oh, I missed the force. Oh, I literally blundered. I have to get in. Oh, no. I wasn't going. I won the game. It was a draw, although. Two, two blunders. Why I'm feeling like I'm playing a bridge game while I'm playing the bullet? It has to be ending in like 30 seconds. Either I blunder or either my opponent is gonna blunder. But it's not happening. That's a fork. You don't want to go there. Now you have to go back. Okay, nice. I need my knight on those side. What is that? What? Really? Yes, Yug, hello. Welcome to the stream. And he resigns. Let's play a couple more. Oh, I was playing this one. Sleep just ends the game. Bro, I lost a winning position because of time in blades. Just try to improve yourself, brother. Be careful of some stupid who can just take the knight on f6 or f3 like this. Okay. Knight c5. I have to get something. We have to stop this. But we are not getting that. How to continue? Oh, I think he's going for the attack on the king side. And we have to do something on the queen side. Who is winning? I think after this day I can run. Oh, that is defended by the way. Yes. I can run. And we win the game. Let's go. Still two blunders. It's impossible to reduce the blunder in bullet. You have to be monster in this one. But practice makes a man's perfect. Idea was not to do that. Anyway, that's not the end of the world. We are just down a pawn. Oh, I got mated. Let's try this position at least. That's a blunder. No, that's not a blunder. Oh, I think this rook. Fuck. He misses that. How did you miss that, brother? I'm ready to push these pawns. What? Oh, let's try to get the king in. Kick the knight out. And now my idea is to trap this knight. No, let's hit this first. Now we are double attacking this. Backering is also hanging now. So he just fall for everything now. Because we are going to either take this piece or either deliver meat on backering. And he's just stucking. He's just stuck. Freezed. Wow, nice game it was. We get bro lost winning. Okay, that's fine, bro. Next match, please play with me. Yasvi, you can send me a channel now. But make sure it is Blitz team. Bro, I just hit 1400 bullet now. Wow, that's crazy. Yasvi, I cannot play rapid game against you. I'm so sorry for that. Cannot play rapid game. If you want to play, you can send me the Blitz challenge. And if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Where is your speedrun stream, bro? Sorry, I will be playing in the speedrun username on the weekends, probably tomorrow, as we have to get something going on in our main ID as well. So that is the reason I'm not playing today with the speedrun ID. And if you guys are trying to send me the challenge, just make sure to send the challenge for Blitz team, and it must be unrated. I'm accepting everyone's friend request. And start. Can you send it? Because if you cancel one time, we can't send again. Okay, if that is the reason, I'm going to do that. Please make me present. Yes, brother. 75 roll number. Welcome to the stream. Okay, it's Yas. I think we are a friend. Here it is. I'm sending you the challenge for 3-minute blitz game in Unrated. So let's go. C6, Caro-Kann, our favorite. And we are going to play the move C5 this time. We bring this knight. And now we go E6. We capture this pawn. Knight E7. We castle. Okay, let's just hit this knight. Sorry, bishop. We can go here. Bishop E7 looks interesting. Knight A5 and knight C4 is very much Caro-Kann. Dil for dil kill. What is that move? Ah, his idea is to go there. Now I see. Now I see what's the idea. Oh, let's go for this anyway. Now G6, H5, we have knight F5, and I have a knight here. Okay, that was his another one. Let's try to be tricky with D4. I can play the in-between move and target that rook. Then I have this check. And we are at a piece. You have to block with any of the piece. Then we just trade and we drop our bishop back to C5. Everything is defended. We are at a piece. Knight C4 is now coming. Okay, so he knows only one thing, which is to attack, attack, and attack. Not a big deal. We can play the knight C4, offering a knight trade. And if he captures, bishop takes C4 comes with an attack on the queen, and we win the exchange as well. Let's just take that. And now bishop to C4 anyway. And we are winning the game. Let me take that one first. And now queen d5, offering a queen trade. And now rook f8, threatening this. And we just trade the queen in instantly. Now rook takes d4 and let's go. Nice game. And yeah, that's it. And now it's enough for today, guys. And now I'm going to end the stream on this note. I hope you have enjoyed today's stream. It has been not an easy stream today, as viewership was very low, but the results were very good. We won nicely 2 games in rapid section. We win couple of games in blitz as well. Then we try to play against bot. Then we play against some of the viewers as well. So although it was a nice stream, and probably now we are going to see the speedrun stream tomorrow. And if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel now. You will be watching some good stuff over here, and you will improve as well. And our community is growing nicely, so which is a nice thing, and hopefully we can make it in the future. And again, thank you very much. Special thanks to those who have subscribed to my channel. And now I will see you guys in the next video. What's your game, you? Mind game? What is that? What do you want to say with mind game? Do you have any question? If you have any question, guys, you can ask me in the chat. And if you have any suggestion, you can leave that in the comment section. I will try to implement that. Immortal. Okay, so it's you. It's you. But it has been too late and I'm feeling a little bit tired. Okay, let's play this game. Make your move. I accepted your challenge. Let's play the last game now. If you are in the game, just make your move instantly. Okay, C4. Let's bring this knight out. Yug is immortal. Yes, brother, Yug is immortal. Immortal. Let's go to E8. Twist of E4. And now I quite like the look of E4. I don't know what does this move do even. Okay, he's targeting this one, and I see the idea, but I have queen c7. Now knight e4. Knight f6. I can trade it. And now knight takes c3 g4. How did you forget about that? Your queen was defending c3 initially. And now we are able to win an exchange. Knight e4 hits the queen. And you can go to queen e2 and hang another fork. That's entirely possible. But he didn't go for that. Let's defend this with the rook as well. How we can punish this move? Let's play the move queen d8 and let's try to get our queen onto the king side. Wait. You have. What the heck is this, bro? What the heck is this? Wait. Oh. You hang another fork. And now I have an idea to kick out this knight. Now playing h5, and we can win that pawn. It's reasonable. I think he can try to play the move queen g6, but queen e8, smoke this queen out of the king side. This check is coming, followed by queen e2, targeting that knight. The bishop is hanging, so I don't think there is any reason to leave that. Let's just take that. And now check, and we pick up the knight. Finally, he resigned. Nice game it was. You played really well, but you have to be very careful about all sorts of tactics, like why you're moving some pieces on a certain square. Like here, you played the move queen c2 to defend the c3 pawn, and you have to keep that in mental move. You cannot leave that. I take the bishop here. You should have taken that with the rook, and this is still defended. But you forgot about that. You take that with the queen. You hang the exchange. Not only once, you hang that twice. You hang that twice. So that was nice. Not nice, but it was bad. I could have taken the bishop over here as well, but I thought that he can capture this pawn, and sometimes this knight can enter onto g4 with a threat of knight f6 or knight h6. So we are already ahead in material, so no need to grab more material. Let's just trade the queen. And now if we trade, then we are going to trade. And if you don't trade, then we can capture that bishop. And I could have taken that first, but we can play the in-between move. Queen e3 check, and now we are going to pick up that knight. And with that, the game is over. And that is the final game, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this one. And finally, we are going to end the stream on this note. Thank you very much again for joining me, and have a good night, everyone. I will see you in the next stream. Bye bye. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now. Bye.